Economic opportunities is something that 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, was unheard of. For us to actually be involved at the table, to have meaningful involvement is something that we've been pushing for a long, long time.
Over the past 17 years, we've come a long way together, and I'm really proud and humbled to be standing here reflecting on an amazing journey that got us here. We're here today celebrating 15 years worth of economic development in coastal economies with Indigenous leadership from 27 communities in the Great Bear Rainforest, with economists, with economic development directors and managers who really are bringing that economic drive, expertise, knowledge, and partnership to the region, and really celebrating the outcomes of the ending of the Economic Development Fund that was established through the Great Bear Rainforest Agreements.
Great to learn more about other communities and nations, their challenges, their wins, and how Coast Funds has helped them. It's very enlightening and heartening.
Communities leveraging and bringing in over $300 million in coastal economy. We've heard from an economist reflecting that there was an indirect impact of close to $1.8 billion.
It'll help sustain the economy, it'll help grow the economy. We can be creative as we want to be on how we should deal with that money.
The revenue sources we generate gives us a lot of sovereignty, but also gives us the stewardship of the territory. Our guardians will be looking after the territory. We support them in the work that they do.
Between 2008 and 2024, your nations have used the Economic Development Fund to collectively invest over $61 million in 235 projects. You've brought in another $200 million in capital in the region. With $120 million of both conservation and Economic Development Fund, you've brought in close to $500 million of funding to the region.
Pretty exciting to see the capacity building and the businesses starting up, expanding their economic base.
Coast Funds were absolutely key to getting some really, really important projects off the ground, mainly in our tourism assets as well as in forestry.
One of my passions is being able to use the money that's generated through the conservation economy. We have access to carbon credits. We had access to the money that came from Coast Funds. And it gives us that ability to make the science work for us. Economic
development can't happen without conservation and sustainability. Working within our cultural values is absolutely key and a cornerstone to any economic development. You can't have business without it being based on a sustainable future. We have to be, as with most Indigenous communities, based on resource extraction historically. So we got to be careful in balancing all our cultural needs, community needs, and local economics, and of course long-term sustainability.
It's really important for us to find a way to be able to have housing for the whole community, but also to have housing for staff. We have a language program to preserve our culture, to teach our kids dances, to teach our kids how to weave, how to make regalia. And for years, we've been looking for a space to be able to do this.
We had a couple of buildings that were just erected this year. A safe place for our guardians, for our people to go out there and stay and be on the land and be in the territory. I think that's so important, to bring our kids out there to walk where their ancestors used to walk, freely. The fund allowed us to be creative.
In terms of what the community wants to see. More diversification, continue that alignment, more youth involved. People don't want to work for industries where they're not culturally aligned, right? So that was his job number one, was getting our company to make sure that we're resonating with people, and it's based on our core values. Looking forward to phase two to take it to the next level. This wouldn't happen without the Coast Funds. It was very significant for us.
I think what Coast Funds has done is give us the idea that there's these opportunities out there. It gave me a lot of hope for our future.
Closing the afternoon with not only looking backwards to 15 years, but looking forwards to what the future holds, what strategies nations can implement to further diversify their economy, further build out their own economies.
There's a lot of opportunities for us to look at other areas of business that will help us to keep growing.
It's under our control, and we can pave the way to more prosperity in the future and make sure that it's 100% sustainable according to our standards.
We haven't seen all the potential that it could do. I think the best work is yet to come.